For the first couple of years of my tech freelancing career, I was stressed, like permanently stressed, and not making a huge amount of money. So, what was it that allowed me to go from being super stressed and not making the money that I wanted to make to making the money that I wanted to make and being a lot less stressed? And that's what I want to talk about today. Stress free 10K months for tech freelancers. Okay, so 10K a month, that was my number. Your number could be anything. But if you're stressed, know that there is a better way, which is less stressful, and it's very easy to achieve. You just need to change how you're thinking about your projects and how you're delivering for your clients. So in this video, I'm going to run through why do most freelancers burn out once they hit 10K a month or whatever that number is. I mean, I burnt out multiple times on my route from 0 to 10K per month. And it's the same every time. There's simple things you can do that make it a lot easier and a lot less stressful. How do you design your work weeks for balance and sustainability? What systems, automations, or routines reduce stress at this level or any level? How do you set boundaries with clients without losing them? And how do you transition from being busy to being profitable and free? So why do most freelancers burn out once they hit 10K a month? Most of the time it's because they're trading time for money. And I've been in this position. You are stacking so many projects and working with so many people to get to that level of income that you want that you feel overwhelmed. It's like, how am I going to deliver all of this work to get this money this month so that I hit my goal number? And I remember when I was reaching for 5K a month. So I was at 1K a month and I was reaching for 5. And I did have a month where I hit it and I was like, oh, this is so good. I got to 5K a month, but I was so overwhelmed. I put so much into that month that by the time it was over, I was like burnt out. I also had no time to put into sales and marketing. So the next month was like a 2K month. So you need to get away from trading time for money to some extent. And you can do this through knowledge-based offers. So offers where you are selling your knowledge rather than your time. Okay, so what are you really an expert in? For me, this was using AI and automation within marketing agencies. That was my niche, the thing that I understood really well. And I can sell that knowledge as a consultant, okay, which allowed me to spend a lot less time with the client, but deliver much more value. And so I get paid really well. And once you stack some of those contracts, you get a really healthy monthly income. And yeah, they're retainer based. So that really, really helped me. Is you have to do less sales and marketing when you have a client that's going to stay with you for multiple months and they pay you each month. How do you design your work weeks for balance and sustainability? I'll talk about this a little bit more in a moment, but I map out the weekly requirements of each project. So I still take on project-based work. And this still applies for retainer clients, is what do we need to achieve between this date and this date? What is in the spec? What have we agreed to execute? And then I map that out. I'll talk about it more in a moment, but knowing what needs to be done each week really, really helps. And then variety. If you have a lot of different types of projects, that creates a lot of complexity for you to handle on a weekly basis and makes you more stressed. I have, by choice, taken on quite a variety of projects to get exposed to a lot of different things very quickly. So I understand different business models and I understand what works well about different delivery methods. And that's created a lot of complexity for me and has created a lot of stress. But that is a choice. If you know what it is you want to do, you can have a lot less variety. Each project is very similar. You know exactly what's needed and you can just execute. So I'd recommend that. But yeah, I wanted to learn. So what systems, automations, or routines reduce stress at this level? So that week by week planning. So I'll take the spec of what I've agreed with the client. I often put it into AI and I'll say, okay, this is a 16-week engagement. This is what needs to get achieved. and I'll say over a 12-week period to give us some wiggle room, plan out exactly what needs to be done on a week-by-week basis for this project. And it'll come back and it kind of like understands most of it, and you have to go through and adapt things a little bit based on your better understanding of what's actually needed. But at the end of that, you have a plan. You know what needs to be done on a weekly basis. So each week you just look at that list and you execute. And clients really like to see that list as well. If they know, okay, this is what we're doing, this is how we're getting from A to B, I think that puts them in a very confident and trusting position. And then communicate often. For me, that means having a WhatsApp group chat that I check in with clients a few times a week, and then having weekly calls. So we check in weekly, we go, this is what got done this week, this is what we're going to do next week, this is what I need from you. And I find that really, really helps to keep things moving forwards. How do you set boundaries with clients without losing them? So you just need to explain why the boundary exists and make it clear to them why it benefits them. Okay, not why it benefits you, but why it benefits them. So, for example, recently I had a client who wanted to communicate with me via Microsoft Teams. And in the past, I've done this, and it was a real disruption. Because if I have all these different messaging platforms that clients can contact me on, then it's really hard for me to get back to them quickly. It's really hard for me to keep up with all these different notifications. So now I just say, I communicate via WhatsApp. If you need anything from me, it will be via WhatsApp. Most people use WhatsApp, at least in the countries that I'm dealing with clients. And so that's what works for me. But I explain to them, you will get faster replies, you will get better service from me if you use WhatsApp. How do you transition from being busy to being profitable and free? So if we think back to what I was talking about earlier with that 5K month that I achieved, I was busy and I made some money, but I wasn't necessarily profitable and free. Again, this comes back to you need to be charging plenty of money for your projects. You need to be delivering plenty of value. This does come back to your offer. If you're delivering an offer which anyone can do, that they can just get someone from Fiverr to come and do it really cheaply, then it's hard for you to charge a good amount of money. It's going to be really hard for you to become profitable and free. So you need a very valuable service. You need to charge a lot of money for that valuable service. And it becomes a lot easier when you're trading knowledge for money rather than time for money. So I'd love to go into that more. I'm sure I'll make some more videos about that in the future, but that is a quick run through of stress-free 10K months for tech freelancers. I hope you find that useful. I hope whatever level of income it is you're looking to achieve, that this is something that you can draw upon to alter how you're thinking about getting there and staying there and not having a stressful life doing so. If there's anything there that you want to chat with me about more, you can just head to my LinkedIn. The link is in my YouTube bio. Head there, send me a connection request, send me a DM, and you can ask me any questions. My door's always open. I look forward to giving you a hand. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in another video. Cheers.